Responsibilities. Percy was spending the night at the shed at the big station. He was due to take freight cars back to Thomas's branch line the next morning, and the bigger engines were glad to see him.
"Well, well, little Percy," said Gordon grandly. "It's nice to have you with us for a change. I trust you, Thomas, and Toby are running that branch line of yours efficiently."
"I think so, Gordon," replied Percy, though he wasn't quite sure what efficiently meant.
"That's right," rumbled the big engine. "No late trains or angry passengers. An efficient railway is a great responsibility, as I, of course, know only too well. What Sir Topham Hatt would do without me to keep things running smoothly, I can't imagine. Henry and James do their best, but someone has to keep a responsible eye on things."
"It must be splendid to race along with a train of heavy coaches," sighed Percy enviously. "When you were ill that time, it took Thomas, Duck, and me to move them, and then the three of us couldn't go very fast."
"Never mind," said Gordon. "You kept things running. That's what matters. It's a knack, I suppose. My big wheels help, but there's more to it than that, of course."
Next morning, Gordon had steam up before Percy. Percy needed water, but because he hadn't enough steam to move, Gordon offered to push him to the water column. "Thank you, Gordon," said Percy gratefully. "That would be very kind."
"Not at all," Gordon said proudly. "It all helps with the smooth running of the railway. Responsibilities, my dear Percy, responsibilities."
Percy had a long drink. Soon his steam pressure had risen nicely, and he was ready to go and find his freight cars. Gordon, meanwhile, hadn't returned to the shed. He dozed in the sunshine until it was his turn to take water. Percy moved away. Gordon tried to follow him, but he found he couldn't.
"Come on, Gordon," said his driver. "We haven't got all day. Your train is due out in an hour." "I can't move," Gordon groaned furiously. "I've got a cramp. I can't move my pistons."
Percy's driver came to see what was the matter. "Jammed valves, I reckon," groaned Gordon's driver. The fireman went to find an inspector, and Percy buffered up gently to Gordon's front. Puffing hard, he managed to push Gordon back into the shed, and then he went quietly to fetch his freight cars. He didn't say anything. Somehow, it didn't seem tactful. Later, when Percy met Thomas at the junction, he told him what had happened.
"Poor old Gordon,"
chuckled Thomas, "but that's what it is to have responsibilities." And the two engines puffed off to run the branch line as efficiently as they knew how.